Day treatment is a service for kids who are not able to be successful in the traditional school setting. They may struggle with anxiety, depression, they may have some behavioral difficulties, but we get them engaged in that service and help them learn the coping skills that they need to successfully transition back into the traditional school setting.
I believe the one thing I would say that's important about day treatment is that we are truly a bridge. We work with the families closely, we work with the school district closely, we work with the community closely to help these kids. We want to make a unified circle so that we get personal with the children to help them understand what they're going through and how to cope.
When you look at day treatment, don't look at it as a daycare service. Look at it as a putting them over here for a second to learn a coping skill, and then you integrate them back. Day treatment is just to get them to heal, mend, learn to cope, and that's the way we look at it.
The schools typically refer children to day treatment after they've exhausted all of their resources. They've put in place a functional behavior assessment. They've put in place 504 plans in the school, behavior plans, and they're a lot of times just not equipped to deal with the issues that some of our kids face. And the good thing about day treatment is these children are getting the mental health treatment that they need.
You kind of have kids coming from situations of being abused, being neglected, so much trauma in their lives that they shut down and they just want somebody to hear them. And the way they go out to get that might be aggressive, but they want to be heard.
At Alexander Youth Network, we use the Neurosequential model of therapeutics. And what it is Dr. Bruce Perry's theory that the brain develops sequentially, and any kind of trauma, any kind of adverse experience can impact that brain development for children. And we use rhythmic repetitive activities to help them get on track with their brain development so that they're able to overcome any obstacles they faced in the past. The neurosequential model is based on rhythmic repetitive activities, so activities such as therapeutic drumming and big muscle activities. Any repetitive activities help that child's brain to develop the way that it's supposed to, and really help teach self-regulation, which is one of the main reasons why these children are referred to us, because they're not able to self-regulate.
The neurosequential model, NMT, helps kids through relationships, building relationships through our case managers, myself, the counselor that interacts with the kids on a daily basis. We build positive relationships that help them learn how to cope and help them be able to recognize their triggers or the behaviors so they will be able to handle them in a more positive light and not act out or shut down or lash out in a negative manner.
Your brain develops in a way where it's like taking steps, and then when you have trauma, you take out a step. So how do you still get upstairs? You know, you have to learn how to leap over that open space. So meeting them where they are, if you live normal and you're going up steps, you have to come down and see how the kid is getting up the stairs. What's really going on? Getting on the floor with them and understanding during a tantrum, what is it that you see? Because I don't see it. So we have to go to their level and deal with them developmentally, not chronologically.
Brain mapping is a tool that the therapists use in the day treatment setting, and it helps us to get a historical background on the child. It helps us to identify how intense the therapy needs to be as well, because it will show us exactly what areas of development that the child is lacking in. We do a brain map at intake, and we also do one at discharge, and it helps us to show outcomes and the progress that a child has made in their course of treatment. A lot of parents are often concerned about sending their child to day treatment because they're going to fall behind academically. We make every effort to ensure that the child does not fall behind and they're able to concentrate on those core classes and be successful.
Sometimes people think, oh, when they go to day treatment, it's not a real school. It's just a daycare. And so when they come back, are they really prepared academically? Academics is very important for us, but also that socialization piece helps them open their brain to want to learn.
We have some parents where we go out to the home to see them because they don't have the transportation to get to us. We make every effort to keep those parents involved. During the school year, I do parental involvement groups, and it's like a parent support group because a lot of parents don't realize that there are other parents experiencing the same issues with their children that they are, and it helps to have that bond with someone else who's been through the same thing. And we teach the parents coping skills to deal with it on their own. We also teach them interventions they can use at home to help their kids be successful in the home as well, because if there are problems in school, there are typically problems at home too. Typically, transition plans from day treatment to traditional school involve a transition meeting with the child's home school that they came from. And that includes the principal, guidance counselor, behavior liaison, teacher, and our teachers that we have at our program. They'll start with an hour a week, and that time gets increased after 2 weeks to 2 hours. We do a very gradual transition so as not to overwhelm the child.
We build the PCP, which is a person-centered plan, and we assist them with the goals that's established in that plan. So when we meet with the school, we give them what goals they're working on and their progress on those goals. We also compile a list of how to help that person with the triggers, so the school will understand if a child is putting their head down, this is a trigger that something is wrong, so they can react in a proper way. We give them an hour or two at first to see how that transitions, and we meet monthly to meet with the student, the family, to ensure that it's going smoothly. And if we need changes, we make changes.
We're proud of our kids when they go back. We check on our kids when they go back. We want them to be successful.
A lot of people can't say that they love what they do and wake up every morning and want to go to work. I love what I do. I know that I'm making a difference in these children's lives. I had 2 kids graduate from high school last year. That's huge. These kids, when they started my program, had completely given up and were talking about dropping out. And they successfully completed school. So that's major in my book.
At the end of the day, you want to feel like you matter. And these kids want to feel like they matter. And they do. In my life, it becomes stressful because it's not a job you can just cut off at 5 o'clock. You worry about these kids all the time. But to know that when I come back, I can see a smile on their face, or if they're going through something, they feel comfortable enough to say, Miss Letitia, can I talk to you? Or Miss Wade, I need to see you for a moment, just to get out their feelings and know that I'm taking and respecting their feelings. That's why I keep coming back.
Every kid has a chance, and I'm that gateway. So sometimes I want to get down, sometimes I get frustrated. I go back to that success story, and it energizes me all over again. I'm doing what I'm meant to do, plain and simple.